As our Toy Box campaign gets underway, we'll hear from an area family in need of help while recovering from a tragedy. A project to deliver food to people in need in Miami is halted because of new federal restrictions. The Crawford County Health Department says it needs more contact tracers as cases rise.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's Toy Box Tuesday's socially distanced edition. It's your chance to call and make a monetary pledge. It'll be used to buy toys for area children in need. Our friends at Peerless Products in Fort Scott are ready to take your calls right now. So grab your debit or credit card and call 1-888-620-4TOY. We're going to keep that number at the bottom of the screen. You can make that call anytime during this newscast or during KOAM News at 6. We're going to be checking back in on our Toy Box Tuesday call center in a few minutes. First, some of the day's news. The Miami Good Neighbor Project that helps provide food to thousands of people in and outside of the community has halted its operation due to new USDA restrictions. The Good Neighbor Project that was started by Mayor Bless Parker and the Oklahoma Emergency Response Team over the summer has distributed meat, dairy, and produce products each week to people in need. The project partnered with the USDA through their Farmers to Families Food Box program. But under new USDA restrictions, they were not approved as a delivery site. As a result, thousands of people in need will now have to rely on the Miami Salvation Army and other community food banks, at least for the time being.
At worst case, we'll go back to building food boxes and get them out to the people that need it. In the hopes that phase 5 comes up, we'll be picked up so we can get back doing what we've been doing.
The Good Neighbor Project is currently reconstructing their warehouse to better function when they get operations started again. Each year, we partner with members in the community to help spread Christmas cheer to families in need. KOAM's Kate Kelly joins us now to tell us about one family in Iola, Kansas, who says they're counting on Toy Box and the Iola Police Department to help put presents under the tree.
That's right. The Trusters have been counting on Toy Box for the past 7 years. Without help from people like you and love from their community, they say the holidays would be much harder. This family is no stranger to tragedy. Last year, their home burned to the ground after being struck by lightning. They lost everything in the fire, but they're thankful they still have each other. They're still getting back on their feet, but they know they can count on the community to help support them through this difficult time. Chantel Trester says that watching her children unwrap presents on Christmas Day takes on even more meaning, knowing it's coming from people like you.
That's one of my favorite parts. I'm usually not a morning person, but Christmas I'm always up bright and early, so I can see their happiness.
Chantel has 3 children, 9-year-old Jacob, 7-year-old Nicholas, and little Ezra, who just turned 3 on Saturday. Today, we're giving you a chance to make a difference in the lives of 4 state families like the Tresters, and it's as easy as picking up the phone. Please call and give what you can, whether it's a little or a lot. It all adds up to smiles. Now, back to you.
All right, Kate, thanks. The Crawford County Health Department needs more contact tracers. The department has been doing its own contact tracing since October. They currently have 11 tracers, but 6 of them will be going back to their old duties at the health department in a few weeks. The health department director says the state secretary of health is starting a program aimed at getting 15% of Kansans tested for the virus by the end of the year.
Testing is one thing and following up is the second thing. And so while we can get all these tested, that's awesome. However, we at the health department will need to be able to follow up on each of these positives.
The county is looking at the budget to see how many people they can hire. The director hopes to get 5 more tracers, each with a 1-year contract. Nick Kelly joins us now with a first look at the weather. Hi, Nick.
Hey, Dow. It was a beautiful Tuesday. Started out cold with lower 20s this morning, but the look outside showed mostly sunny skies that sent us into the mid-50s this afternoon. It makes it more hard to believe that 24 hours from now we're going to be socked in with clouds and our next chance for rain due to the next system on the way. It's not here yet. We're still sitting underneath mostly sunny skies, but we're starting to see clouds build in now in our western counties. The main system itself still emerging out of the Rocky Mountains, but it will start to change things up late tonight and certainly for tomorrow. Right now, temperatures are okay, upper 40s to lower 50s across the board, but we're going to turn cold again tonight. Thankfully, not as cold as this morning. We'll see overnight lows eventually drop back into the lower 30s for most, maybe some upper 20s possible. But in the full weather segment, we're going to be talking about our rain and snow chances for the next few days. We'll get to that here in a bit now.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Nick. Joplin police released more details about the armed robbery last night in the parking lot of the North Park Mall. Police say 3 of the 4 suspects held a couple at gunpoint and demanded their wallets before leaving in a car, which police later found heading north on Rangeline. After a short chase, 3 suspects started running and 1 stayed in the car. The 3 suspects who ran were caught. One of them was found hiding in a home laundry room. Police say 1 suspect is from Joplin and 3 suspects, including 1 juvenile, are from Danville, Illinois. Authorities have not yet filed formal charges. President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris today formally introduced the nominees and appointees of their economic team. Members of the team will be tasked with leading the coronavirus economic recovery. Meanwhile, Attorney General William Barr announced the Justice Department has not uncovered any evidence of widespread voter fraud that would change the outcome of the election. Still ahead, another reason to give.
It's Giving Tuesday, and in this pandemic year, the need is even greater. I'm Elise Preston with more on how to do the most good with your donation dollars.
And next in Health Watch, it's been 1 year since the first coronavirus case in Wuhan, China. We're going to look at how things there have changed. In the meantime, the call center remains open to accept your pledge to the Toy Box Project. Once again, it's time to call in your pledge to the KOAM Toy Box Project. Our friends at Peerless Products in Fort Scott are manning the phones right now, as you see. So grab your debit or credit card and call 1-888-620-4TOY. Every dollar you give is going to pay for toys for kids in need right here in our area. Thanks to Shirley Dingham from Liberal for donating $100. Roy Nichols Jr. from Joplin gives $50. So does Sonia Johnson from Parsons. Thanks all. Call right now. Today marks 1 year since symptoms of the new coronavirus were first detected in Wuhan, China. The Chinese government rejects claims the virus originated there, but those who lost loved ones accuse officials of a cover-up. Tina Kraus reports.
Life is moving again in Wuhan, China, 12 months after it became the world's first epicenter of the coronavirus. The city of 12 million hasn't seen a spike in cases since last spring. At the Central Market, this food vendor says business is back and he's proud and happy. But nothing will return to normal for Zhang Hengying. Her son died after waiting 2 weeks to get a bed in an overcrowded hospital. She says, every day I suffer from imagining the pain he went through, how he struggled and cried all alone. Official figures show the virus killed nearly 4,000 people in Wuhan, but skeptics believe the true numbers are much higher. Many families accuse the government of initially concealing the outbreak and pressuring doctors to keep quiet. Beijing has declared victory in its war on COVID and is looking to pin the origin of the virus on other countries, including the U.S., Italy, and India. Wuhan native Liu Peiyan believes the Chinese government is to blame for his father's death from the virus. But after spending most of 2020 in anger, he is now turning to Buddhism to find peace. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
The World Health Organization said this week it would do everything possible to find the origins of COVID-19, insisting that knowledge is vital to prevent future outbreaks. New study says ultraviolet light-emitting devices used to kill the coronavirus could end up causing an inflammation to your eyes. The study from the Bascom Palmer Eye Institute at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine says the condition can be treated with eye lubricants and antibiotics. Eating a plant-based diet might jumpstart the metabolism, lead to weight loss. A study in a Journal of the American Medical Association followed them in a 16-week program. Those eating a low-fat, plant-based diet boosted their after-meal calorie burn and lost an average of 14 pounds. Cancer survivors face a higher risk from the flu, making them more likely to be hospitalized or die from an infection. A study in the UK says that could mean they're also at a higher risk for COVID-19 and should be prioritized for vaccinations. And there's new evidence that pollution from fires, power plants, and cars could be risk factors for Alzheimer's disease. Researchers in San Francisco studied brain scans of older Americans with cognitive decline. They found patients in the most polluted areas were 10% more likely to show signs of Alzheimer's. Nick is up next with his complete forecast, and a little bit later how donating this year could provide an extra bonus when tax season rolls back around.
Thanks to plenty of mostly sunny skies today, a good southeast breeze, and some dry air, it certainly made a difference when it comes to how cold we started this morning to where we topped out at today. Look at the numbers from Joplin Regional. We started in the lower to middle 20s this morning. This is, I think, probably the coldest we've been this season so far, but a big jump into the upper 50s for afternoon highs today. And we're still looking okay from the top of our station, looking back toward the east. Hard to believe, though, that 24 hours from now, we're going to be socked in with a lot of cloud cover and rain, definitely building in with our next storm system on the way. In the meantime, we are dry, but turning cool fast, 49 degrees with an east breeze at 8 miles per hour. Humidity, though, still rather low at 28%, but we're going to see more moisture work in from the south as we head through the overnight. In the meantime, we're seeing upper 40s to lower 50s, so not bad if you're going to be out and about for a bit this evening to start things out. The winds throughout the day, they have certainly helped us out, warming things up. We've seen a south breeze between 5 and 15 miles per hour. We're lighting that breeze back a bit at about 5 to 10 out of the southeast, but we see the northerly winds kicking in across the western parts of Kansas. That's a sign of the colder air ready to roll in. In the meantime, though, we're quiet for much of the evening, but clouds will build in throughout the night, and that will thankfully limit how cold we get. But again, it's going to be cold, with overnight lows dropping back mainly into the upper 20s and lower 30s. All right, back to the maps we go. Let's widen the view from outer space. We have our eyes focus out west with snow developing across parts of Colorado and, of course, close to the Kansas-Colorado line. At the surface, we have our next front out west ready to help usher in the colder air. Ahead of it, though, we definitely saw the south breeze help us warm things up today. But upstairs, there's the main upper low working across Colorado now. That's ready to slide on top of us for the next few days. That is going to be our next weather maker with clouds and definitely rain and some wintry weather ready to roll in along with it. As far as temperatures go tonight, as skies continue to go mostly cloudy, we're thankfully going to keep temperatures in the lower 30s to start your Wednesday morning out. Future track here is trying to overdo when the earliest rain could arrive. I think we're dry during the morning, but definitely in the afternoon. That is when the rain chances will really start to ramp up, and that will definitely make us a bit cooler compared to today. So 32 in the morning, 43 by noon, afternoon highs around 47 degrees. Now, temperatures in the afternoon, certainly warm enough to start things out as rain, but temperatures are going to struggle to cool down quite a bit. But I still think as we head into Wednesday night and Thursday morning, some pockets of the area will turn cold enough for this to turn into a bit of a rain-snow mix. But for some of you, it's going to be hard to get some snow out of this system with temperatures, again, either go back into the 40s, lower 40s by Thursday. So what does that mean for snow amounts? Well, for the snow lovers, it's not looking very promising. Most of us, I think the most we can get out of this is maybe minor accumulations under half an inch. The better shot for any accumulating snow over a half an inch is going to be out west, closer to Wichita. But the 7-day forecast, if we can get to that quickly here, we are looking okay. Once we get past Thursday's high of 42 and the departing rain and snow chances, 47 on Friday, upper 40s and lower 50s for the rest of the weekend, and we see plenty of dry time to take us into next week, Dow.
All right, Nick, thanks. Hey, a reminder, you can call right now to the KOIM Toy Box Project, make a monetary pledge. We're going to use that money to buy toys for area children in need. Our friends at Peerless Products in Fort Scott would like to take your calls. The phones are not busy at the moment, so call right now. The number is 1-888-620-4TOY. Coming up, how organizations all across our nation are helping others during this Giving Tuesday. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Thomas Dietz served in the U.S. Navy from 1969 to 1973. His hometown, Pittsburgh. And we salute Thomas Dietz a four-state hero. The race to a vaccine for COVID-19 is pushing forward again today, this time overseas as Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech apply for emergency use authorization in Europe. Both companies, along with rival Moderna, have already applied for approval in the U.S. If granted, Pfizer believes their vaccine could be launched in the European Union this month. Amazon is seeing its busiest holiday shopping season in company history, with more consumers shopping online during the pandemic. Independent businesses selling on Amazon saw Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales up 60% over last year. And small and mid-sized companies are selling more than 9,000 products a minute on Amazon. It's Giving Tuesday, a day earmarked for charitable donations during the holiday season, and in this pandemic year, the need is even greater. There's a new tax incentive for 2020 and resources to help you do the most good with your money. Elise Preston reports.
The Lower East Side Girls Club in New York works all year long to provide dozens of programs to neighborhood girls. They've expanded their outreach during the pandemic and rely on everyday donors.
Giving Tuesday is incredible because it is a complete dedication to charities and human services organizations who are on the ground doing what we do every single day.
A survey from NerdWallet found around 13% of Americans plan to spend more on charitable donations this year than they did in 2019. 18% plan to spend less.
The bill is passed.
The CARES Act passed last spring sweetens the pot for giving.
Now with this provision, any taxpayer can get up to $300 deduction from their taxes by giving to a qualified charity.
The IRS website has a tool to look up tax-exempt organizations, and resources like Charity Navigator can help you determine how to get the most out of your money.
It's nice to know where your money's going, but it's actually really nice to know what your money has accomplished.
Experts use the phrase "start with the heart" and suggest finding a cause that's important to you, maybe beginning with the needs in your own community.
If you can't set aside extra money for donations, you can give back while shopping. There are also apps that round up your purchase and donate the difference.
If you think of your giving as an investment, it's not a one-time thing. It's actually something you're going to come back to.
And recipients will appreciate that giving spirit all year long. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Beware of scams like unsolicited texts or links and names that sound too similar to actual organizations. All right, let's check back in with our own local charity in the KOAM Toy Box Tuesday Telethon Call Center. Our friends at Peerless Products in Fort Scott are taking the calls. As you see, some lines are open. Thanks to Jaquetta Michael of Parsons for your $25 donation, and thanks to Megan Davis of Miami for pledging $50. Lines are open right now. The number is 1-888-620-4TOY. Final check of the forecast next. The CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to hear more from an area family in need who's being helped by the community through the Toy Box campaign. And an organization in Joplin held a ceremonial Christmas tree lighting to honor loved ones who passed away this year. Stay with us. CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. I want to thank all of you who phoned in your pledge during this Toy Box Tuesday telethon. We also want to thank the good folks at Peerless Products in Fort Scott for manning the phone bank. Now, if you haven't yet made your pledge, you should know we're going to be accepting calls again during our 6 o'clock news. Every dollar goes to buy toys for kids in need. Let's check back in now with Nick Kelly for a final look at the weather.
We're cold again tonight. Dow upper 20s to lower 30s can be expected. Then rain picking up tomorrow afternoon, lasting through Thursday. Could mix in with some snow at times. We'll get a fresh look at that storm system once again coming up at 6.
Thanks, Nick, and thank you for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6 and another Toy Box Tuesday telethon. We'll see you then. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.